NXT. Are you ready for NXT Homecoming? We got to talk about what happened on NXT this week, man. Josh Briggs trying to be he's working his way up to be not only a top competitor, but a top heel in NXT. You know what I'm saying? Grayson Waller effect will return at Homecoming. DIY made a return. Melo made a return. Hey, it's heating up, man. It's heating up. Dark State doing their thing. I know a lot of people had some negative things to say about Dark State, but they are here and they are showing out. Miles Bourne, I'm not finished with you yet. Oh man, I guess he's gonna take that spot, right? Lola Vice got a nice video package tonight. Man, Stephanie Vaquer is got. When did she get better on the mic? Let's hear it.
I will give you credit.
Hold up, man. The English has got way better. I guess because they're letting her say more words. Hold on, let her talk again.
Cállate, I have a question for you. Do you know what time it is?
Hey, she's getting very good on the mic. Last but not least, that shirt stands no chance. I'm just gonna say that. Welcome to the main event. I be your host, Main Event Pro. This is the most unhinged wrestling podcast on YouTube. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new. This is your NXT review. So Josh Briggs kicks off the show versus Javon Evans, and Javon Evans, that boy was bouncy and throwing bows all through this match. And Josh Briggs just couldn't put him down. He just couldn't put him down, bro. And like, Josh Briggs knew if this match kept up, he was going down because he was losing wind. He couldn't keep up with the energy Javon Evans had. And that's what Javon Evans do in his matches. He's kind of like wears his opponents down until they're out of breath, and then he takes the win. And Josh Briggs was down for sure out of breath. He used the chain around his neck to defeat Javon Evans. Ava was talking backstage to Ricky and Oba, and they'll meet up and have a talk on the Grayson Waller effect. Then Trick Williams pulled up and he was like, "Is the deal good? It's okay?" And Ava was like, "Yes." We'll find out that later on. DIY comes out. That's when Trick pulled up. He said he's not alone. Then Melo shows up. Him and Trick have a little back and forth before Trick makes an apology. And then DIY challenged Melo game at Homecoming. We get Lena Reed versus Fabi from AAA. And she'll be facing Natty soon. So in this match, this speed match, Natty caused a distraction on Fabi, and Lena Reed picks up the win. Blake Monroe gets a video package, and this kind of reminds me of when Liv Morgan was in a dark place. Y'all remember that? And we thought she was gonna take on a darker character, and then it kind of like pivot off from that. But it looks like Blake Monroe is gonna take that character, and I know that Blake Monroe is gonna take this character to a whole nother level. NXT is gonna be on a whole nother level dealing with Blake Monroe. Blake Monroe. I'm sorry about that. Dark State versus Hank and Tank. Joe Hendry appeared and didn't do a goddamn thing. Dark State still picks up the win over Hank and Tank in a nice match. The match was good at first, like the match from the start was hard hitting. Then it got to the comedian act when Joe Hendry came out. So that's pretty much Joe Hendry's like a comedian act, man. So they just called it spade for spade. Tavion Heights versus Ethan Page in a good match. Tavion Heights is on his way to a whole nother level of heights in NXT. And he defeats Ethan Page, and this when Tyler Breeze come out, and we'll have Tyler Breeze versus Ethan Page at Homecoming, right? Miles Bourne takes out Lexis King backstage. He comes in with a chair, turns out the lights come back on. Miles Bourne told Lexis King, "I'm not finished with you yet, huh?" Yeah. yeah, baby. Lola Vice gets a nice video package, and she visit her hometown, and she visit her karate class, her training master, her father, and yeah, that happened. Fatal Influence have a talk backstage right before the match in the main event. Fatal Influence versus Soul Ruka and Zarya versus Izzy and Tatum Paxley, and this match was awesome. These ladies put up a decent match, a good match. This match was awesome. They were going back and forth. Man, that Soul Snatcher on Zarya, the way they set it up, perfect. Motherfucking perfect. But Izzy Dane and Tatum Paxley picks up the win, and they'll be challenging Alexa Bliss and Charlotte for the women's tag titles, which I'm glad the NXT women is finally getting in the tag picture. Finally. Let's get the tag team titles back to NXT soon, very soon. After the match, Fatal Influence, well, JC was talking as the other two stood in the back. And she had some strong words for the people and her group. But Fallon Henley didn't look surprised. She didn't look not a bit surprised. She know JC. Her and JC are like frenemies, right? They frenemies. So Fallon know where JC coming from. She know how JC gonna act. She already know this. So she didn't look a bit of surprise. Jasmine, on the other hand, is new to this shit. So she just gotta fall in line. And that's when we got Stephanie Vaquer pulling up, talking some of that good English. You know what I'm saying? I taught her that, y'all. I taught her that. I taught her how to use her mouth. But Tiffany pulled up, then Rhea Ripley pulled up, and they challenged Fatal Influence for a match at NXT Homecoming. But it was a good show. It was a nice show. NXT always pretty much gonna be like a 8 out of 10 show. Always pretty good, and they have their lows, but mostly they have their highs. But let me know what y'all think about NXT this week. Let me know what y'all think about NXT Homecoming. I be the main event, and I'll catch you all in the next main event. Peace.